Hey guys, what's going on? It's Anime Sensei here, and today we're going to be making What If Naruto Was a Prodigy, Part 7. So, we last left off at the beginning of the 2 year time skip. So, I'm going to explain to you what exactly happened. I'm going to re explain if you guys didn't see up to the end of the last part. Because it's going to be a lot different than in canon. Sasuke's still in the village. And he hasn't betrayed anyone because Naruto was a better friend towards him and a better rival, which kept him going in the 2 year time skip because Naruto and Sasuke competed on how many missions they could clear because of that experience they became Jonin just after a year of the Chunin exam, which is pretty amazing. So in the first year, Naruto and Sasuke went through a lot of growing and a growth spurt, and Sasuke and Naruto also got a lot of more experience in their ninja careers because they've been doing so much missions in the first year that they were also practicing and perfecting their techniques they've already made and the ones that they got. So Naruto, he ended up figuring out the giant Rasengan and all the jutsus he already had, like the wind, lightning, and water affinities. He mastered those, and he has mastered them. And he's been trying to master the second phase of the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, and he might be able to create a third one based on the emotional connection or the emotion sensing ability he might get in the future from KCM Cloak. Also, in the first year, Naruto and Ino have gotten closer, and Sasuke and Sakura have also gotten closer together. I decided that I was gonna have Rock Lee and Hinata date. Yeah, I decided Rock Lee instead of Naruto. He saved her, and he got mocked because he didn't have ninjutsu, he didn't have genjutsu, and he barely knew taijutsu like that back then. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why Hinata liked Rock Lee, pretty much the same as Naruto. And yeah, he pretty much got mocked. And I also think that Rock Lee wouldn't be wearing that full green spandex training outfit from Guy. He'd probably wear kind of like a better green version of it, which looks better on him instead of just looking like a weird copy of Guy. So in the second year, Jiraiya would actually tell Naruto to go to Mount Miyaboku to learn how to use Sage Mode. So Naruto would do that and would go to Mount Miyaboku and learn how to do Sage Mode. And seeing this, Sasuke would actually think of if Naruto's not here, he doesn't really have anything to do except for just fighting his brother. So Sasuke would actually go to Jiraiya and tell him that he wants to go and hunt down the S-rank shinobi Itachi Uchiha. And Jiraiya would allow it because he's already had a conversation or a conversation from notes to Itachi, and thought that, I mean, sorry, he told him that whenever Sasuke is ready, he's ready for him, and he can send Sasuke anytime. So Jiraiya actually told him that you should tell your brother the truth, maybe in your last breath, or maybe if he loses against you, then you can also tell him the truth. Itachi says no to this, but actually gets where Jiraiya's coming from. It makes good sense because if someone else tells Sasuke after he kills his brother, then that Itachi was forced to kill the Uchiha, he might actually go on the bad side and start attacking the village like it happened in the canon. and in the canon. But if his brother actually gives him the memories of his fun times in the village and how much he loved the village, and if he explained why he loved the village so much and why he did it, then he would actually go and protect the village. So he finally agrees. Itachi finally agrees because he gets the logic from it. And he's like, okay, the only person who could do and tell Sasuke about the truth is him himself, Itachi himself, which he thinks is but is actually Toby, Madara. He's assuming Madara would tell him, but he thinks Madara, but it's actually Toby or Obito. So Sasuke ends up finding Itachi and starts fighting him. And after the fight, Itachi does die and Sasuke does. But it's way harder and way more difficult for Sasuke because Sasuke is much more weaker than his previous level. Well, he doesn't have curse mark, so it's a lot more harder. But he has a lot more of experience because he went on a lot of missions. So before dying, Itachi does show him through his Sharingan his memories and all the fun times that he had in the village, and also explain the situation he was in. And he also told him about the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He also told him to take his eyes after he dies, and Sasuke cries a lot, and now he knows his real target, and that is Danzo. So after crying, Sasuke is really exhausted, so he passes out. And then a bunch of Anbu of the Leaf come and take Sasuke away back to the village because he's done what he was supposed to do. He killed the S-Rank Shinobi, which they were surprised by, and now they took him back. So after Sasuke wakes up, he asks Tsunade to implant the Sharingan, the eyes, so he can get the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And he explains to her what the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan is and what his brother told him. So she does that, and now Sasuke has the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. It takes him about 1 month to heal, and it's only been 2 months into the second year. So Naruto has just mastered Sage Mode, or learned Sage Mode. He has mastered Sage Mode, and he hasn't mastered it to a point where he can do it while moving yet. But he's getting there. He's trying to learn how to activate it while moving. Naruto's going to be staying for another 2 months to get used to the sage energy and put them in his jutsu and to see if he can upgrade the Flying Thunder God jutsu with this sage mode. And he ended up creating the third level to the Flying Thunder God jutsu, and that's when he activates Sage Mode and he has a brighter, broader sense of direction because he can sense everything. So after the 2 months, he comes back home and sees Sasuke with like brand new Sharingan. It's like, well, that's cool. And he also hears about his brother and he's really mad and he's trying about this Donzo guy. Who's this Donzo guy? And he's like, I hate him now. Dude, he claims that he hates him. Now, the next 8 months are gonna be the months where they're gonna be finally tuning their new powers. So, for example, Sasuke, he's gonna be learning how to use Susanoo. He's also gonna be learning Mangekyo Sharingan abilities like controlling the Amaterasu. And, and Naruto will be focusing on mastering. Hold on, script. Dang it, script. Hold on, guys. Okay. And just bringing it up, actually, Naruto will be focusing on getting or mastering the chakra of Kurama. But Kurama just says you have darkness in your heart and you haven't accepted it yet. So you need to do that first before you challenge me. So in order to do that, Naruto starts meditating a lot, and sometimes he accidentally goes into sage mode, which doesn't really matter. It just increases his mastery of the technique. And by the time he's already mastered the technique, after 8 months, because he can just move around and activate Sage Mode at this point, all of a sudden, when Naruto, he's trying to find his inner darkness, he does find it. Like after 1 month, he has to go to a peaceful place where a waterfall is, or a jungle, or a forest, at those places where it's really peaceful. And when he does finally go, get to his inner heart, he actually feels there's a step above it where he can feel a chakra similar to his, but it's not exactly similar. And this is exactly actually Ashura. But Naruto doesn't really know that. So if he does end up penetrating that plane or whatever's inside of him, where that chakra, you'll be able to get the Sage of Six Paths one. And if Sasuke does the same thing, he'll be able to get the Rinnegan. So finally, Naruto meets his dark side. Naruto knows he needs to accept his dark side, not just like push it away, because that's not getting rid of it. So the only way to get rid of him is by accepting him. So he does accept it. If he doesn't really do anything in fighting and waste his time like the other Naruto, because he knows something gonna happen. His fox-like senses tingling, so as soon as the 8 months were over, Naruto gets a signal from Gaara, which he gave him a kunai, which has the flying thunder god mark on it, and he gets a signal from guards. He's gotten into, he, he figures that Gaara's gotten into something, and he figures something's going on with Gaara, and he needs to go. So he teleports to Sasuke because he needs his help. Takes him to the Hokage, obviously telling Sasuke that something's wrong in the Hidden Sand. So he's gonna try to get there as fast as he can. He stops by the Hokage and tells him that something's wrong. Jiraiya just sent me a message, but not a message. But he signaled me by using my flying thunder god marks. So they get a squad ready, and Naruto teleports all of them to where the mark was. As soon as they get there, they're on this hidden sand building. They look up and they see Gaara fighting this guy on a white bird. So Deidara activates his dragon thing. So Naruto activates his Sage mode and senses another one just like him, somewhere at the gate of the village. So he tells Sasuke to deal with that one, and he tells him like he's over there. He tells him go deal with him over there. Kakashi also follows Sasuke to deal with the Akatsuki because they know this is a S rank territory and they need as much help as they can get. So Naruto starts charging up his wind style Rasen Shuriken because he learned that when he was at Mount Iboku. And he throws it at Deidara and he cuts off his arm, then it explodes behind him and he falls in front of him. That's when Gaara uses the opportunity to completely crush. Well, not really entirely. He's not. He hasn't killed him yet. The only questions. Like, so he says one more arm to create another white clay creature. So sorry, Suri, seeing this, that data is already like complete, destroyed. So he wants to get him out of there. So he uses strings, but he thought by Kakashi. But he got attacked by Kakashi with the lightning blade, also by Sasuke with his Chidori. So he's like, oh no, what do I do? I should run because I don't care about Deidara. Oh, he's useless anyway, so I'm getting out of here. He tried to get out, but Kakashi blocked him. Sasuke also blocked him, and then came up to him and questioned him why he's doing this. Then Chiyo comes. She also came in and she recognized his chakra signature of sorcery, so she sees that Sasori's completely surrounded. He's fighting every single one of them with his puppets. He's really having a tough time. He also ends up poisoning Konkoro, so he's out of the match. And then Chio starts fighting him with her puppets. Then Sasuke is also cutting down puppets, and Kakashi is also doing that. So after a while, Sasori does end up dying, and he does leave a message for them because Chio and all that. So he felt he had to do it to help out. He told them the next location they're going to be meeting up, and Orochimaru is going to be there too. He also gives them their hideout, where they actually are, and that's when he just explodes. His face explodes because they either implanted something in sorcery. Because if he gave out a plan or something, he would explode. So they don't know the Akatsuki hideout because when he was about to tell them, his face exploded. So yeah, and this is when Naruto and Gaara completely taken down Data and killed him. Well, actually, he didn't really. Well, they didn't really kill him. He killed himself because he did his heart bomb thing. So in order to just teleport him out of there, and then you can just see the giant explosion happening in the forest or somewhere, and that's 10 minutes. Yeah, that was a good video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if it wasn't high quality. Kind of just woke up, but I remember gotta upload today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Um, please like or subscribe if you liked the video, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Anime Sensei out.